the orientation now in the advanced settings. Anyways, from up and down, horizontal, vertical to horizontal, preferably horizontal. It just looks better. So what's going on, everybody? Just wanted to give some updates. Super busy all the way from the Mayor Wu's Boston Woo party. Shame on Woo. It's been nonstop, all kinds of different stuff. What's up, Lou? And you know, Preston H. Now's expedited protective order. I wrote the motion for that. I told you guys he just had another thing. We have to file a reconsideration. I got some video from that. I haven't been able to upload it. And before I forget, I did have a video that was supposed to premiere tonight at 9 o'clock. I took it down because the guy in the video I was caught blocking, and he asked me to blur his face out if possible. So I'm working on doing that, but it's only a 15-minute video down the street. Somebody said, hey, they're violating these people's rights down there. I go down there, turns out to be someone I know, and I documented that and kept them from confiscating his clothes and making him walk home naked. And I caught them in the act, fruit of the poison tree, violating his rights. They did a Terry pat-down search for weapons and then pulled out drug paraphernalia, but didn't find the weapon. It's funny, the guy a couple minutes later gives him the weapon. Anyhow, that's a good one, and stay tuned for that. I have to try to blur the guy's face out. And if you didn't read the description, please put any questions you might have in all caps, and I'll get to them towards the end or as we go. But yeah, when was it? Yesterday. I'd have to have my calendar. I don't even know what day it is. But I was just at this hearing for Press NH Now. As you guys probably have seen, if you've watched that. If you haven't, you should just go back and watch the older videos, the more recent ones. They were telling us we can't film in the lobby and they're going to arrest us and all that. Do what we were told to do. Peter Hamilton, that's like my most famous video with the mask. He had the mask on, and he was trying to tell me I couldn't record in the courtroom. And I did a clip. I don't usually do clips. I think I've only done 2 clips, and of videos. Right? I put up the raw stuff, but I shut him down. In San Joaquin Valley Transparency, shout out to SJVT. He shared that clip, got me tons of subscribers. I've been replying late to all those people. If any of you are watching, it's like over a year. But anyway, that was pretty epic. And that's when I first kind of like realized that people weren't filming in the lobbies in courts and in the courthouses in general, unless they got permission. So we've been shutting that down, as we do here, right? Absolute defiance. We say no, we shall not comply, right? We shall not comply. Fuck around and find out, baby. Anyways, let me see if there's anything here so far. Rob, want to say hi. Keeping the swine in line. That's what we do. Snarky user, what's happening? John Bartlett, Jack off, Jack Omega, what's up? Cliff, Kansas Freedom News, how's it going? Our guy, boo boo. Dog Creek, what's up, buddy? So I've been doing, the Boston's thing. I did that. We're still dealing with that and what we're going to do at the next stage. And I'm still waiting for a court date on the federal filming in the lobby at the federal court when me and Jason Gerhard, Representative Gerhard, were arrested. We're still waiting for those court dates. Some people think that we might not get them and it was like a fake arrest. But here's the thing. So they put us in cuffs and they bypassed security in the metal detector and brought us directly in through security from the lobby because they thought we were filming, which we were, but they breached their own security. They breached their own security. Like, what if I, had ill intent and then they bring me through there? It just doesn't make sense. Why didn't they bring us outside the building out front? That was, bad OPSEC on their part, and they messed up, I think, with how they handled the situation entirely, but that in particular. Anyhow, we're still waiting for the court date on that, and I've also been working on, you've probably seen a couple of the YDC events, rallies, in the interviews that I've done. Obviously, if you really pay attention, you know that I was in YDC as a juvenile, which was the Youth Detention Center, also known as the Sununu Youth Services Center. And there was over 1,300 victims that have come forward about that, that suffered sexual and physical abuse at the hands of the guards. And this was not just at YDC, this was at all these other juvenile placement facilities. And I've been working on that. So if you see some of those and you're wondering what these interviews are about, this is where everything is. And I just did a recent interview with another one of the survivors, telling their story and naming one of the victims, who is still working with juvenile. He's a juvenile high school coach, football coach. So these people need to be shut down. And the real child trafficking is DCYF in the state. So that's a little side thing. I've been really busy with that stuff. I hung up tons of flyers up and down Elm Street here. We have a rally coming up on the 10th. So if you're paying attention, come on the 10th to the next rally. It should be a good one. We're going to have a bunch of speakers telling their stories, possibly more whistleblowers. And yeah, I'm just trying to let you guys know what I've been up to. And this has been a very, very, very busy week for me. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, I'm still working on the Telegram, the premium Telegram group. I'm building the sign-up mechanism right now. I'll share that when it's available. I was actually working on that before this video. I'm going to work on it some more after I get off here. And that's pretty much it. If people, and if you guys aren't on Facebook, that's where I put the events. I'll see if I can share some of these events here to the community section if I remember. But we put the events, different events, protests. We're going to definitely do something down in Boston for the next one, October 30th. Mark your calendars. If anybody's in the area or wants to travel for that, another filming in court. It's a New England state. I'm in New Hampshire. But this should be done everywhere. Everybody in your area. That's what this premium Telegram chat's going to be about. It's going to be about filming in court, lawful tax avoidance, Second Amendment rights, right to travel. And we want people who know about these things. I know a lot. I don't know about all those things. I have people who are expert in some of those areas that are already in the chat and are going to be joining the chat. And, obviously I have the nullification. I'm an expert, nullification expert, right? That's what this channel is all about, is acts of individual nullification. But I'm all about nullification legislation as well. That's another thing that we can share and talk about. I am a member of the 10th Amendment Center. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but go check them out, 10thamendmentcenter.com. 10th Amendment Center on all the social medias. They have like the best constitutional content and explanation of the Constitution and nullification, 9th and 10th Amendment. If you haven't read those, go read them. Those are very important to understand. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll check the chat again to see if there's anything in there. What's up, Ken? Yeah, hit the likes, everybody. It's just a little update on all that stuff. So boom, boom, YouTube, but now you're seeing Facebook. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, if you guys, I really don't. Sometimes I forget to really promote all this stuff, but I'm on all social medias. Absolute Defiance. It's at Defiant Till I Die on Twitter and Instagram is the handle to find the official Defiant Till I Die on Instagram and Twitter. I'm also on Twitter as Footloose, _loose. That's the account that I use mostly is my Footloose Twitter account and Facebook. My Facebook, I locked it down when they killed my other account. I keep my Facebook account pretty private and locked down. But if you guys want to hit me up on Facebook, it's Frank Newhouse. Hit me up. I might message you and try to prove who you are, your liveness, that you're an actual person and things like that. So just beware of that. I'm very secure on some of those. If it's not public, I'm very secure on who I share my stuff with. So Rumble, I have a Rumble account, Absolute Defiance on Rumble, but I haven't synced. I'll see if I can try to do that. I think you can, because I'm synced to Odyssey. ODYSEE, Odyssey.com library. I have a library Odyssey channel that is synced to that as kind of like a backup. So everything I upload goes immediately to Odyssey. I'm going to see if I can do that, because I believe you can on Rumble. But yeah, I'm not the best with all this stuff. It's hard to, manage all these different accounts. It's like, I have other stuff I have to do, right? Lots of other stuff. I'll tell you guys this, I'm on the phone a lot. Talking to people about all different types of things. So that takes up a lot of my time. And I do a lot of driving too when I have to go to and fro places. So anyways, what he said, would you shave for $1 million? No. Nope. I'm not going to shave. I trim some of the knots and the dead ends, but that's it. And they come out, but it pretty much stays this length. I'm trying to get it to go longer, but it was so untaken care of for so many years. I was in solitary confinement for 2.5 years. I grew this for 4.5 years in solitary confinement, and it's been, what is it? So that was 2011. It's 2023 now. So yeah, I've been growing this since 2011, and they refused to allow me into general population. And this is a good thing to clarify. I was going to do a separate video because this dude said something about a comment that I made to the Hillsborough detective there. What's his name? I don't remember that guy's name, but he checked out the channel, and I said that I was held in solitary confinement for refusing to shave my beard on religious grounds, and I won a federal lawsuit pro se, and I did. I won an injunction from solitary confinement. I sued the parole board and I sued the prison for refusing to give me parole and refusing to let me into general population with my beard, right? And the judge agreed and ordered them to let me into population and to let me out on parole with my beard. So the prison said, we're going to let him out on parole, but we're going to appeal letting him out into general population with the beard. And so what they were doing and what they did is called mooting a case, and it happens with a lot of prisoner cases. If you can be paroled, they will parole you. And once you're out, this is on a 1983 civil rights action in federal court, right? So I took the state prison and state parole board to federal court. Then you're no longer a prisoner, and it moots your entire case. It's done. So, yeah, I won pro se my release from federal prison. I won the injunction. They also, after I won, I haven't shared this video yet, but it's probably like 20 seconds or something. I don't know exactly. Very, very short video of after I won my release and I was waiting for my parole plan to be approved, or just for my release date. I think I had the release date. It was like 30 days before my release date, and they came up and told me I was moving. They had to move cells. I was getting moved into a cell on a punishment tier with cameras in the cell. It's called I tier. And I said, no, I didn't do anything. I'm not moving down to I tier. And so they left trash bags for me to pack my stuff in and said, you're moving. So I got up, and it was wicked hot. It was in the end of, I think it was at the end of July. I think this was July 26th, if I remember correctly. Super hot. Everybody's sleeping naked because it's a concrete, the whole building's like a concrete box. So it's crazy, crazy hot. We don't have air conditioning in maximum security, believe that. So sleeping naked, they tell me I need to pack my stuff. And then the sergeant comes and he says, come cuff up. If you don't cuff up, I'm going to spray you. And he has a crowd control ballistic pepper spray can. It's like a big can. It's big. Felt like I got hit with like a paint gun or something. So he says, come cuff up. And I said, tase me, spray me, do whatever. Before I could even finish, he sticks it in and sprays me for 10 seconds, right? Does that, hits me again, shuts it, and then leaves me there. And he says, you can shut it off. He tells the guy to shut off the video. I'll share that. I will share that video. I could probably do that tonight. It's just, it is what it is. I wanted to do an actual introduction of it and kind of what the significance of it is. But I do have that video. Then they left me there for hours, and they came back and they're like, are you going to cuff up? And I said, no, you guys are going to have to suit up, because they're not supposed to do that. The policy says that they have to suit up and come in there and extract you. They have to do an extraction, and they cannot do an extraction without the approval of a lieutenant. So they totally violated all that. They didn't have approval of a lieutenant, and they sprayed me. Sergeant sprayed me and left me there. And I said, his own son said, I heard you beasted it out. So I beasted it out and told them, no, you're going to have to come in here and do a full extraction. So the sergeant eventually comes back and he says, I'm here to negotiate. Okay, because he knows he didn't have permission or authorization to do any of that, so he needs to cover it up because they didn't get me to move. And I had to move out of the cell anyways at that point because it was completely contaminated. And he said, you know, I'm not going to have you move to I tier, but you can't stay in this cell. And I said, no shit, I can't stay in this cell. It's contaminated, completely contaminated. I had, you know, it was not easy being trapped in that room. They were turning on the exhaust fans for the entire unit to suck out everything. The whole tier, other guys in their cells were getting affected by it. The cops couldn't even stand outside my door. Anyways, and I was in there for hours. But I moved, so I packed up my own stuff and peacefully pushed it over to another tier, and, you know, all my stuff was contaminated anyways over in the new cell. And I filed an emergency or a temporary restraining order with the federal court because I had the lawsuit was still going, or the case for the beard thing, right? And the judge, they actually, and what I said was any interactions with me have to be recorded, filmed, recorded. I asked that it all be documented, video documented. If they want to come in and search my cell, even if I'm not there, and I mean, I'm in solitary confinement 24/7. There's no reason to go in my cell. If they do have a reason, it all needs to be video recorded. And the major, the head of security, agreed to do all the things I was asking for. And so the judge denied my motion for the restraining order because they were doing, it's another way of mooting the complaints and the issues and then not getting it on the record. So they deny my restraining order, which was valid because they're doing the things that I'm asking and saying need to be done. Anyhow, they did do that. They started recording and documenting anytime they moved me anywhere, anytime I had to go to court for this and all that. And they got, the federal court got me pro bono after I won my release to continue the case. The federal court sought pro bono counsel for me, and they took over from there to try to pursue damages. And you can't get damages in a prisoner case unless there's more than de minimis. It's called de minimis, D-E minimis, right? De minimis injury. In de minimis injury, the court, they'll say that's de minimis injury. If it's de minimis injury, it doesn't count. It's not good enough. And they'll break, you could get your arm broken, de minimis injury. There's been some stuff that you would be like, holy crap, this is de minimis injury. This, so that's another key thing. And if there isn't more than de minimis injury, then you're not going to receive any damages for anything that happened to you. So that's the way it works, baby. And you got to fuck around to find out, and you got to stand up for yourself and stand up for your rights adamantly. Yeah. So that's right, Top Cat. Fuck around, find out. So peach herb. I'd like some peach herb. Sounds good. So yeah, that's it. If anybody has any questions about anything, shoot it off real quick. I'm just chilling. I'm about to cook some dinner. Sounds like bullshit to me. Yeah. What sounds like bullshit? Peach herb. Hey, what's up? NWO normal. See what it is. Legendary dry cider from Massachusetts. It's good stuff. Anyhow, yeah. That pretty much sums it up, I think. Thank you guys for entertaining me and listening to my story. I will upload that video. Like I said, it's so short. So I do want to do a proper introduction to it and then stitch it together before I upload it to the channel. But yeah, if you guys want to hear an interview, you go to freetalklive.com. And I should know the number of it, but I was interviewed. Look for Footloose, put in search for Footloose, and there should be an interview at a few Pork Fests ago, like 3 or 4 Pork Fests ago, with Ian Freeman, who just went to prison. He just went to federal prison over Bitcoin. He's doing about 8 years, and hopefully he gets out on appeal. We'll see. That's still kind of undecided, but no, he is in custody. But yeah, he did a great interview. He didn't know who I was or anything about any of this, and the whole prison solitary confinement thing came up, and he asked a lot of great questions. That's how he kind of got to that. all that information, and that's really the only full interview on that I've ever done. You know, I tell bits and pieces here and there, but yeah, yeah. Yep. Always owning these motherfuckers. I got another good video when I was out hanging signs. There was this guy that was obviously had some he was expressing himself riding his bike up and down the street, and people called in and the cops had him surrounded, so I walked over and I had still my body cam on from earlier, and I just wore it because I'm like, just in case, you never know what's going to happen. And they got this kid surrounded, and it was obviously a mental health thing. And then they're talking to him about disorderly conduct, and there's no bunch of callers. Well, where are the callers? They have to stay there on the scene if they want to file a true complaint. Can't just keep calling cops on some crazy guy in the street yelling. Anyways, did some cop blocking there. There's a nice little video. He took off, and then talked to some guys after who they were like, "Oh, thanks for doing this stuff, man." Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really honestly do. I don't make it a point to go out to do it. But if I come across it while I'm out, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And sometimes I catch some things across the street at the park. We get a lot of stuff, and like I said, that video down at the corner store, that's a good one. I'm respecting my buddy, who I was cop blocking there for, turned out by chance, and he doesn't want his identity revealed because it's kind of, whatever, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's important what we discovered and what we proved with the cops and how they just lie about what they're really doing with a pat down search, trying to tell me a crack pipe it could be used as a weapon, but then you got the guys let him have a phone in his hand the whole time still and try to say, no, that can't be used as a weapon. But yeah, the crack pipe can be used as a weapon. It's just so ridiculous. So yeah, I can't wait to share that video. I'm just going to blur out my friend's face. So, all right, with that, it's almost a half hour, a little longer than usual. So thanks everybody. Have a good night. Keep watching for the next episode of Exercising Your Motherfucking Rights, boy. What? Oh, what's going on here? Okay, there we go.